Someone is really trying to gain the truth and clarity of the situation between the two of you, and they are wanting to know if they should actually return to the situation or if they should leave it for good. Let's find out. My name is Theresa. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. What is this person trying to gain the truth and clarity about? Why is there a hesitation or reservation when it comes to peace? Okay, so this person maybe is not as mentally stable as they could be. They want to enter a time of happiness, but there is an emotional blockage. This person could be pretending like they're happy, they're okay, and wanting a fresh start with you. However, there is something about this plot. There's a plot twist here that this person doesn't have their emotional blockage removed. It's still very much apparent. So why does this person have such an emotional blockage? What's the emotional blockage from? Okay, so we've got the King of Cups and the Nine of Wands. So this individual's been hurt in the past. They could be in their feminine energy and they're just not wanting to open up. Maybe in the past they were in their feminine energy, and when they were in that energy, they were very much receiving love, but maybe they received a love that was not the kind of love you want to receive. It was maybe a tainted love, or it was a conditional love. And this person had been through that experience that has made it very difficult for them to remove that blockage. There's almost like a chain or a steeled wall that your person has when it comes to their emotions. Yes, clearly they want to make a decision to return because they don't like the discomfort of not being with you. However, they're not mentally stable because of that emotional blockage. So what are their intentions if they're going to attempt to try to return, but they're still not going to show you that there's a blockage here? What is their intentions with you? Okay, so there's them returning. Okay, so they want to close out the cycle. So if you broke up with them, if you distance yourself with this person, they are wanting to come back. They know that you're going to be fully transparent about how you feel about them and what they've done. However, they don't know if it's too late. And that's part of the problem is this person may have mood swings. Like I said, they may have mental health issues. There's something going on with this person that there's a significant blockage that they may need professional guidance or professional help. Now, of course, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to diagnose, but if you do recognize those signs within this person, you may want to guide them or help them in whatever way possible. Either way, when it comes to your connection or your relationship, I see you as somebody wanting to be fully transparent. This person wants to be transparent, but they're not because of these mood swings. So let's see what their actions are going to be, because their intentions is to try to return, but there's still going to be that blockage. They're not going to try to show the blockage. They're going to try to hide it, but you may be feeling it. So what's their actions going to be? Okay, so they're wanting to recover this. There's the disruption of their emotions and peace. They're not going to go all in. They're returning because they feel at a loss. They feel maybe a sense of abandonment because they're not in the situation anymore. However, they're not coming back with a full opening. Here's the thing. They're going to play dumb. You've had a wake-up call, or they've had a wake-up call that this is true love. They do love you. There's no doubt that they love you. However, there's something that they have not been willing to change with this emotional blockage. And their heart isn't open to love. This is in reverse. So it looks like this person maybe has some financial problems. They know they're not being fair to you, but they're still returning. They're returning for selfish reasons. And they are refusing to maybe give in to the idea that maybe they are emotionally immature, or they're just not as available mature-wise with the emotions the way that they should be. And they could be refusing to understand that. Maybe they're not in the capacity to understand that, because there is this blockage here and there is this mental instability here. So your person, I think they know, but I don't think they know to the depth of what this really is. So what's going to be the likely outcome for you and this person? What's going to be the likely outcome for the collective and this individual? King of Wands. Death card, Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's the Tower. It's in reverse. I see for you, you're dropping the idea of this opportunity. You may say, you know what, I'm confident that it's ended because this person is still coming back in the same exact place they're at. They're either not mentally able to understand the blockage, or they're not able to understand how to fix the blockage. It looks like you maybe have done some meditation. You maybe have strategized that this person feels very love bomby, and maybe that's not their intentions, but that's what it comes across in this energy is they're going to say a lot of good things, but there's still going to be a blockage up to a certain point. So you may feel like, you know what, I'm too alone in this situation, and you may be gathering information about having a new beginning elsewhere. It looks like with that Ace of Wands, you're fired up with accepting the ending, and you're dropping the idea of having reconciliation potentially with this person. So let's get some hidden truth messages of what your person is thinking, what they're feeling at this time. What is the hidden truth messages in regards to the collective and this person? What's the hidden truth? I have trouble with intimacy. Yeah, they definitely have an emotional blockage here. We will be together again. So this is somebody who's pretty adamant, even though there is going to be that emotional block, there is that wall there, they are still adamant that the two of you are going to be together. I lost myself for a while. That might be something they're going to tell you, that they know they've lost their path or their way. They lost their footing in life. I left you before you could leave me. So if this person is the person who left you or walked out on you or distanced themselves from you, they do see clearly that they left because they were afraid of potential hurt or disappointment that you maybe would have caused them in the near future. They're going to tell you they want to start over. They're going to want this reconciliation. They may even say, you know what, I don't know why this happened. And it could be that there is a blockage here. There's an emotional blockage for this person that they have not been able to overcome. And they're also going to say, I want to tell you how I feel. And they may tell you a little bit. They may give you a little bit of clarity that they admire you, that they feel happy when they're with you, that you give them a sense of security and stability, and that you are somebody who makes them want to be different. Beyond that, the emotional blockage is still going to be felt. So, of course, you have free will to decide whatever it is that you want to do. But if you do want to have a personal, more in-depth reading with me, feel free to check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com.